Welcome to Hey Mom, We Never Prepared for This, the show where we have the tough conversations around aging and caring for a loved one. Whether you're an adult child or an aging parent or anyone caring for a loved one, this podcast is for you. I am your host, Angela Vanderpool, and each episode we dive into actionable tips, heartfelt stories, and expert guidance to support you on your journey. Let's get started. Welcome back to Hey Mom, We Never Prepared for This. Today we're visiting a community that is as full of heart as it is full of life. Twin Creeks Retirement in Central Point, Oregon. It's a beautiful campus with 120 apartments, 19 cottages, and it sits right in the heart of the growing Twin Creeks neighborhood. But what really makes Twin Creeks shine isn't just the setting, it's the people. There's an energy here, a mix of warmth, joy, and connection that you can feel the moment you walk in. Joining me today are two women who help create that magic every day. Summer, the general manager, and Talitha, the assistant manager and marketing director. We're going to hear about their journey to Twin Creeks, the heart behind their work, and the moments that make them smile the most. Welcome, ladies. What I would like to start off today with is talking a little bit about the legacy of Twin Creeks and what it means to each of you to be a part of this community that has been serving seniors in Southern Oregon for almost 17 years now.
Well, I think that our legacy and part of what we do different here at Twin Creeks is that we have been here for 17 years. We are locally owned and operated, which is very different. We don't have to go through big corporations and red tape to make decisions that are best for our residents. We have a reputation that is consistent, and a lot of our leadership team has been here for some 10 to even I've been here for 14 years. And I think that speaks highly to the way that our company operates. We have a resident-based focus, and we also try to take care of our employees and make sure they're happy. And people have a tendency to stay a long time. In the retirement industry, I feel like there's a lot of turnover, but that's not the case with our building and with our group of buildings, the Dharma group. We tend to have a lot of tenured leadership teams there, and the residents feel that. There's not a new manager or a new department head really frequently. So I think that lends to creating stability and consistency for the residents, which really they count on that to be able to plan and function and really enjoy all the things that we offer when they know that our expectation is where it is and what it's going to be.
That's great. Thanks, Summer. Summer, maybe you could talk a little bit about, since you have been here for 15 years, how Twin Creeks has evolved over the years and some of the core values that have stayed the same through those years.
Yeah, we feel like a lot of the evolution of Twin Creeks that I've seen has been in how we create programming around activities and our fitness department. We've always had a really, really strong reputation for our food. We have people that regularly want to host meetings and events here, and the food is really, really good. We've gotten best of the best for really good 11 years in a row. The best retirement community in Southern Oregon. And I think a lot of that has to do with making sure that we are looking at each resident and what we can do to enhance their lives. They come here not to wind down, but to wind up, and really live the best version of what they can once some of our residents still work. And then a lot of them, we do the things for them that they maybe don't want to do anymore so that they can focus on the things that they do, their hobbies, their interests. So our fitness programming, we have a full-time dedicated fitness director that meets with them one-on-one, works on like, training programs if they want to work on strengthening their legs or strengthening their back. She'll design a program tailored to them and then adjust it as they progress so that they can keep getting stronger and more ability to do the things that they want to do. In our activities programming, we sit down and talk with the residents about what do they want to do? Where do they want to go? You want to travel? We've taken residents to Hawaii, to Costa Rica. We want to do things, the things that we want to do, they want to do. So we look at things that are happening locally around town and really just kind of concerts and, nurseries and things like that. What gardening, all the different things that they might be interested in. Lion dancing. We do all kinds of fun stuff here. And we really try to make sure that we're keeping up with what we're hearing in the industry is good for people's brains and looking at it kind of from a holistic standpoint, and then getting all of our departments involved in helping make that a reality for them while they're here.
Thank you, Summer. Perfect. Anything that you would want to add to that, T?
I think Summer kind of touched on everything. I haven't been here for long enough to really talk about how it's evolved over all of the years. But what I do know is we evolve as we have new residents coming in on a daily basis. Whatever those residents are into, our programming evolves with them. So we don't stick to the same schedule, the same activities, the same menus. We make sure that as the new residents come in, we are evolving with them.
Yeah. One of the things that we hear a lot, I think, when we are showing residents around and their potential residents around, prospects and their families, oftentimes we still hear there's still a kind of a misunderstanding of what retirement communities are. A lot of times we'll have people come in and they're thinking the prospective resident has an idea that a retirement community is the same thing as a nursing home. And it's really, really fun when we're doing tours to watch them kind of really get what Twin Creeks is about, that it's not a nursing home. It's a place where you can live actually more fully than maybe you've ever been able to live before. When we take care of your basic needs as far as, cooking and cleaning and all the things that are kind of chores that people do so that you can actually live more and give them opportunities to live that out and find new hobbies and interests. It's really fun. It feels a lot like we hear all the time, this is like a cruise ship. It's like living on a cruise ship, but you don't get seasick. It's just so different. And it's not uncommon to hear the kids like, how old do you have to be to move up? It's really fun.
Wonderful. I'd like to talk a little bit about both of your personal passion for this work and maybe talk a little bit about what drew you to this work originally, and then what keeps you coming back now every day.
I am a person that really thrives on and gets a lot of joy from personal connections and building relationships with people. And one of the things that I think stands out about us, kind of like T said earlier, is that we take the time to get to know each resident. Even if, sometimes we'll have people come through and this might not be the right fit for them. So finding out like, okay, what are you interested in? Maybe we can direct you in the right path, because this is a big, it's a big change for a lot of people. And we want to make sure that they're making the choice that's right for them. For us, it's not just about money. It's about the people and connecting with them and really getting to see how we can enhance their lives, and it enhances ours. I love the fact that it's not expected for me to be a manager that is always sitting in my office dealing with numbers and paperwork. And I get to get out and spend a lot of time with the residents and actually participate in activities, traveling with them, getting to know them and learning like, okay, what do you guys want to do next? Let's look at that. Let's make it happen. So one of the things that I love the most about my job is that we play Farkle on Fridays.
I knew you were going to say Farkle. I was waiting for it.
It is so much fun. It's a little dice game, but it helps all of us. It helps me. I know too. Like everybody, it's fast. You're trying to look at the numbers and count the dots, and it's really, you're using all the different parts of your brain, and we all get excited and cheer for each other. And at any given point, 10:30 on a Friday, come through here, you'll hear us laughing, and it's just a really good time. But to be able to know, okay, Friday's Farkle at 10:30, we have little shirts, and it's just really, it's a different experience because it's about the people. And I think that you can feel that when you come in. It's a different vibe. It's not stuffy. It's just really, it is very relational because that's important to us, and we set that tone.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Let's see, what drew me to this work? I actually grew up in a nursing home, basically. My mom was a nurse in a nursing home, and for fun, as a kid, I would ride my bike down to the nursing home and hang out with the seniors. I don't know a lot of children that would consider that fun nowadays, which is interesting that was my choice of activity. Then I spent a lot of years doing sales, and I circled back to the senior industry by accident during COVID because I needed a job, and our wonderful company wasn't cutting jobs at all. They were still allowing people to be employed and have meaningful positions. And so I started doing activities and being the one person that our residents had connection with throughout COVID. And it was extremely meaningful. And it was like 2 years before I got to meet their families because of COVID. And then meeting their families and everyone being like, oh, your tea. My mom talks about you all the time. Like, thank you so much for seeing her every day. And just that feeling of being the person that is allowed to serve at the level that our company allows is what keeps me coming back every day. We don't have much restrictions. I guess our words are, why not? When a resident asks us what they, for something, we run through our head, well, why not? Why couldn't we do that? And more than likely, we're going to make it work, whatever it is that resident wants. And to be a part of something like that on a daily basis is pretty special.
That is very special. My next question, which you have led perfectly into, T, is in your experience, what's the biggest difference Twin Creeks makes in the lives of residents and families? And I think your comment of why not and leading with that and that connection piece really speaks to the heart of what you guys do every day. Is there anything else that you'd like to touch on that you think makes Twin Creeks different, special, more?
I think I hear from a lot of kids, and I guess they're not kids, but residents' children, that we create a peace of mind for them. When mom and dad were in their own home out somewhere, if they call them and they don't answer, it's sudden panic. But when they're here at Twin Creeks, they know, they can call the front desk, they can ask for me, Summer, dining room manager, anybody, and we can tell them where their parents are and what they're doing, because that's how close we are with our residents. We know if they've had breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and families really appreciate that peace of mind that they get from being here.
Absolutely. They also, I think, a big piece of what we see happen and how it makes a difference in their lives is that when residents come here and their kids come in with them and they look around, once they see who we are and really what we're about, it's so much more like if you want to be in your room and kind of you're a very private person, you can be, but you don't ever have to be alone. The isolation that happens a lot with people as they grow older and less able to maybe do some of the things that they love to do, that doesn't happen here. At any given moment, you can come out of your apartment and go to the dining room because we have all day dining. We're going to be open every day, all day. There's going to be somebody in there. You never have to be lonely. If you're lonely, it's by choice or because you don't want to be around other people. Because have lots of things going on and lots of options for them, whether they're fitness related or activities or gardening, swimming, different things that we can provide for them so that they don't have to be alone. And they can also work to get healthier and have some oversight on helping them do that in a way that's comfortable for them and that is something that's realistic that they can actually do. And just kind of tailoring their experiences to what works for them. It's not just a big corporation. They do everything the same way all the time. We look at each resident individually and see what can we do to make things work for them. So I think the peace of mind that comes with that from their kids is really knowing that, if I'm worried about mom or I haven't seen dad or he hasn't called me today, I can call the front desk and it doesn't matter who's around. Somebody will go down and check on them and make sure that they're okay. And I think that's huge.
Yeah, that's wonderful for sure. That peace of mind. So we talked a little bit, I think, Summer, you mentioned this first early on. This is a big transition for people to make in their lives in moving from their own home, maybe a home they've been in for, 40, 50, 60 years. And sometimes a resident can be a little hesitant about that move. And I'm wondering if you guys have a story you could share about a resident who was a little hesitant at first to move in and then really kind of thrived and found their vitality once they lived here.
Well, we actually see that happen a lot here. One that comes to mind, gosh, I have three that came right into my head immediately. But just recently, I'm going to share this one. She hasn't moved in yet, so I don't know if that's fair, but she is extremely happy that she found Twin Creeks, and you could tell the complete change. When she came in, she just moved here from New Jersey, and she's living with her daughter and her son-in-law now. She's very unhappy. She got rid of everything on her own in New Jersey after her husband died, which I have found is the hardest piece. It's the downsizing piece, especially if you've lost a spouse. But she did that all on her own to move here to be with her family. Her family has been taking her all over town. She's been to 5, 6 now different places here in the Valley. And she was extremely bitter when she walked in. And she admitted that. She was unhappy. She was upset. She got rid of everything to be here with her family. At the end of our tour, she was crying. She was hugging me. And she was so happy that she found Twin Creeks. Because now her words were, she's not bitter anymore. She's excited. And that little bit of just being able to show people that we're so much different than what you might think in your head, or even different than the other communities within our community. It was just really nice to be able to connect somebody with what they felt they needed in life. And she was unhappy, and now she's going to be happy. And that's why we do what we do.
It sure is. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't think of a specific situation. Well, what I can think of right now is a lot of times we hear about a couple that comes through, and one of them is really excited about coming, the other one is not. So there's kind of a little bit of a problem there, because one person wants to come, the other person doesn't see, how this could benefit them, and they're hesitant to leave their home. And a lot of times that is, we find that more, I think, with the men that are coming into our community. And so we try to provide opportunities for them to do things that they love to do. Our maintenance director, Brian, spends quite a bit of time every month working with the residents on woodworking. They've created cutting boards and walking sticks and different things with epoxy art. So trying to find the things about it that people are hesitant to leave at their homes. What is it that you're thinking that you're not going to be able to do now once you move in? Because there's a good opportunity and a chance that we're going to do some of that stuff. And if you let us know it's important, that we will find a way to help you still have that piece of your life that's important to you. It's not about giving things up. It's about gaining things. If you whatever you want to do, we try to make sure we have that available in some capacity in a safe way that is available, that we have the space to do it, and the staff that really want to help you because they enjoy that kind of stuff too.
Wonderful. Thanks, ladies. So a lot of our listeners out there are just starting this process. So either the actual senior themselves or family members. And with all of your experience, I wonder if you each could share a little bit of advice that you would give to a family member or to the senior themselves that are just kind of starting this journey or process.
Well, my advice always is try the food everywhere you go.
Okay.
If you're going to eat at the same restaurant every day, you want to make sure you like that restaurant. Pop in more than once, maybe even without a scheduled appointment. Go to as many places as you have the time to check out. There are so many different vibes in different buildings. And just make sure you match with the vibe that you're going to choose, because it's a huge decision and nobody likes to move. That's the reality. So do your research in those buildings. And like I said, visit more than once. As much family as you have around, bring your family in. Other eyes see things that you might not see. So it's important to do your research.
The advice that I give is very similar, when that you need to make sure that you are visiting multiple communities, that you are, again, trying the food. But I think that making sure that the people that you're working with are, when you're going through the halls and seeing what's happening there and checking everything out, you want to make sure that the people that work there are acknowledging the residents by name, that they're looking at them in their eyes, that they truly know them, then that matters even on a tour. That you feel like the residents there and the staff have a great relationship. I think that's important because that's going to be reflective of what your everyday experience is going to be like once you live in that community. So trying out all the communities and really seeing, like T said, the vibe. Every building does have a different vibe. And that, so one's going to be right for you. And it's going to take a few times of going and seeing, being around the residents, maybe participating in an activity. One of the things that we do here, if somebody's really interested, is sometimes we've been able to have them come in and do a complimentary stay for a few days where you're not hooked around with a staff member. You get to go and explore, participate in some of the activities, to go for a swim, go for a meal in the middle of the day, whenever you want to go, and really see what life would be like. Try it on, see what it feels like. Is it right for you? And I think that's really important because retirement communities are very expensive. And if you're not finding the value in that for what you're paying, it's not going to be the same experience for you. So really spending a lot of time there, eating the food multiple times, some when you're not with staff, so and you feel confident that that's a real experience for you, and making sure that the residents and the staff, their interactions are how you want to be treated. A lot of times too, I think you can gain a lot of insight when you're touring retirement communities on how the other residents are acting around. It's not uncommon here to have residents just come right up to a tour and start talking about what their favorite things are here. And they do it sometimes so much that it makes you feel a little bit like, oh, great, I'm paying them to do that. They actually feel that way. And they do. It's just, you want to make sure it's a real experience and not just something that you're getting because you're on a tour. So I also think it's really important that when you're sitting down with the marketing team or whoever you're visiting with, that you feel confident that they are transparent in their fees, their deposits, their prices, that everything's very clear, that you ask all the questions that you need to ask, and that there's no yucky feeling as far as like shadiness about any of that. Everything, this is a major life decision and everything should be very clear. So we actually work hard to make sure that everything is very clear from the beginning so that there's no surprises later about anything. Nobody likes a surprise. So especially when it's related to your business. Well, not when it's related to your it's all very clear. So I think that's important too. Just that the whole experience feels good.
Yeah.
It's great advice. And I love your input there on trying it on for size and seeing what does it feel like to be there, for a couple of days and not, as you say, attached to a staff member where you get a real true feel. I think that's great advice for people looking for this next chapter. So Summer T, thank you so much for sharing your stories, your laughter, and really the heart behind Twin Creeks with us today. It's really clear that Twin Creeks is so much more than just a beautiful campus, which it is. It's really a place where friendships grow, joy is a part of every day, and the residents are surrounded by people who truly care about them, and that connection piece obviously is very important to both of you and the rest of your staff. So to our listeners, if you could feel the energy through your headphones today, just imagine what it's like to experience it in person. So definitely reach out to Twin Creeks if you have questions or you want to come spend a couple days and see what it would be like to live here. They'd be happy to show you that. So thank you again for joining us, and we will see you next time on Hey Mom, We Never Prepared for This.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Hey Mom, We Never Prepared for This. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It really helps us reach more adult children and their aging parents and loved ones. Special thanks to our sponsor, Dharma Healthcare Management, for supporting the show. Stay tuned for more honest conversations to help you find peace, clarity, and community with others who understand what you're going through. And we'll see you next time on Hey Mom, We Never Prepared for This.